Ever wondered how this chocolate bar is actually made inside giant factories? Today, we're going inside the factory to see how it all happens step by step.
Before it becomes your favorite chocolate bar, it starts here, as a flowing river of liquid chocolate. Deep within the American heartland, massive cathedrals of industry work tirelessly. The arrival of fermented and dried cocoa beans, shipped from equatorial climates to these temperature-controlled docks. Quality control. The beans are fed into the massive intake hoppers, beginning a fully automated transformation. Bucket elevators lift the raw cargo several stories high, using gravity to assist in the cleaning stages that follow. The first step is purification. Vibrating sieves shake violently to separate the beans from large debris like twigs or burlap fiber.
Rare earth magnets line the chutes, capturing any metallic objects that may have hitched a ride from the farm.
The destoner, a precisely calibrated updraft, lifts the cocoa beans, while heavier stones fall away, ensuring only high-velocity vacuums strip away the fine equatorial dust, leaving the bean shell polished and ready for heat. The clean batch is weighed to the gram before entering the roaster to ensure consistent flavor development.
The heart of the flavor profile is born here, the continuous roaster.
Temperatures over 250 degrees Fahrenheit, the beans undergo the Maillard reaction, unlocking complex aromatic. Heated steam sterilize the batch and puff the outer shells, loosening them from the precious nib inside.
The color deepens to a rich mahogany, signaling that the chocolate flavor has been awakened.
Next is winnowing. The beans are hurled against breaker plates, shattering the brittle shells. Air currents carry away the lightweight, useless husks, leaving behind the heavy, valuable cocoa nabs. This is the essence of chocolate, the nib. It is 50% cocoa butter and 50% solid cocoa. The nibs enter the primary mills. Under immense pressure and friction, the cellular structure collapses. The friction generates enough heat to melt the cocoa butter naturally present in the nib, transforming solids into liquid. We now have chocolate liquor. Despite the name, there is no alcohol, just pure, bitter liquid chocolate. Thousands of gallons of this precious liquid are stored in heated tanks, awaiting the recipe formulation.
Diverted to hydraulic presses, which squeeze out the golden cocoa butter, a crucial ingredient for texture.
The remaining solids form cocoa cake, which is pulverized into the cocoa powder you use for baking. Back on the main line, the recipe for milk chocolate begins. We start with the chocolate liquor base. To counter the natural bitterness, refined sugar is added in precise quantities. For milk chocolate, condensed or powdered milk is introduced, giving the bar its signature creamy color and flavor. At this stage, the mixture is a gritty, coarse paste. It tastes like chocolate, but feels like sand in the mouth. A silky mouthfeel, the particle size must be drastically reduced. The paste heads to the rolling refiner.
The 5-roll refiner is a marvel of engineering, designed to crush sugar and cocoa particles to microscopic size.
Each roller spins faster than the one below it, shearing the chocolate and pulling it upward in an increasingly thin film. At the top, the mixture is scraped off as a fine, dry flake. It no longer looks like liquid, but the fat is merely trapped in the powder. Enters the conch, named after the shell shape of early vessels. This is where the magic happens. Rollers plow through the dry powder. Friction builds heat, slowly releasing the cocoa butter coating the particle. Heat and aeration drive off unwanted acetic acids and moisture, removing the harsh, sour notes from the cocoa.
To ensure the perfect melt-in-your-mouth quality, additional cocoa butter is added.
A dash of soy lecithin acts as an emulsifier, drastically reducing viscosity and making the chocolate flow like silk.
Finally, natural vanilla is added to round out the flavor profile. But it's not a bar yet. If cooled now, it would be dull and brittle. It must be tempered. The tempering machine is a precise heat exchanger that takes the chocolate on a temperature roller coaster. First, the chocolate is cooled to trigger the formation of cocoa butter crystals. The temperature is raised slightly, just enough to melt the weak crystals but keep the strong beta-5s intact. Sensors constantly monitor the temper curve. Only perfectly tempered chocolate is allowed to proceed to the molding line. Empty molds race down the line. They are preheated so the chocolate doesn't shock cool upon contact. The depositor head acts with robotic precision, filling rows of molds in a fraction of a second.
Volumetric pistons ensure every bar has the exact same weight, down to the gram.
To remove trapped air bubbles and flatten the chocolate, the molds cross a vibrating table. The vibration also levels the chocolate, ensuring the back of the bar is as smooth as the front.
The bars enter the cooling tunnel, a multi-zone refrigerator as long as a football field.
Too fast, and the chocolate will bloom or crack. It takes about 20 minutes to solidify completely.
As the cocoa butter crystallizes, the chocolate shrinks slightly, detaching itself from the mold walls. Inverted, the molds are tapped by pneumatic hammers. Gravity does the rest.
The bars are funneled from wide cooling belts into high-speed single-file lanes. Before packaging, every single bar passes through a final metal detector.
Optical scanners check for cracks, bubbles, or imperfections. Rejects are blown off the line with a jet.
Our cookies do from sauce. Nothing less than perfection makes it to the wrapper.
The packaging line moves at a blur. Rolls of foil-lined wrapper are fed into the flow wrapper.
The film creates a tube around the chocolate, moving at speeds of up to 600 bars per minute.
Heated rollers seal the bottom fin, creating an airtight environment to preserve freshness. The result is the familiar, crinkly package found in stores nationwide. Cartons are erected, filled, and glued shut in seconds.
Laser coders burn the expiration date and batch number onto every box for total traceability.
The boxes are stacked onto pallets, creating a heavy cube of chocolate ready for transit. Stretch wrap secures the load, ensuring stability during the truck ride to distribution centers.
The factory warehouse holds millions of bars, a temporary stop before they reach the consumer. Refrigerated trucks back up to the docks, taking this American-made treat to every corner of the country.
But the process isn't just mechanical. In the lab, samples from every batch are analyzed.
Human tasters ensure the flavor profile matches the brand's signature taste. The computer can't taste, only measure. Viscosity is verified to ensure the chocolate melts at body temperature.
Also do a rigorous microbiological testing guarantees the product is safe for millions of consumers.
Modern factories also track the sustainability of their cocoa, ensuring ethical sourcing from bean to bar.
For the consumer, it's a simple treat. For the factory, it's a triumph of engineering.
It is a complex ballet of biology, chemistry, and heavy machinery. Producing over 1 million bars a day, these massive U.S. factories feed a nation's craving. It melts at exactly 93 degrees Fahrenheit, just below human body temperature.
And that is how the humble cocoa bean is transformed into the chocolate bar we know and love.